Yo, what's up, everybody? It's the Tuesday Night's Watch. We are here, your Gotham City Geeks, the real Ant-Man.
Etep.
So what's going on, everybody? This Tuesday night, we are going to talk about our favorite TV shows by decade. And we have a little theme going on. It's a little Star Wars. Solo came out this weekend. Neither one of us went to go see it, but that'll be neither here nor there.
It's so funny though, because not a lot of people went to go see it.
Yeah, we'll talk about why we didn't go see it, and we'll give our thoughts of what we've heard from it so far, not spoiler related. But so let's kick this off talking about our favorite TV shows by decade. So we'll start off in the dawn of the boob tube.
Yep.
So not really much going on in the 50s, as you know.
Not really.
That like really predates me.
Predates me too, man. I'm old.
And nothing predates you.
Yeah, for real.
But so I mean, you had shows like I Love Lucy. You had shows like Twilight Zone, Lassie. Twilight Zone kind of like started in the 50s, but more popular
more
in the 60s.
More of a 60s show. But I mean, you also had the Honeymooners at that time. I mean, to be quite honest.
What up, Dana?
What's up, Dana? But to be quite honest, man, if you're going to go with iconic 50s TV show, you had to pick I Love Lucy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because even to this day, people still talk about that show.
Yeah.
So, and, I mean...
And what it brought to the table then.
I mean, you got to look at it. It's pretty revolutionary for its time, too. A female comedian. You know, I mean, seriously, she kind of paved the way.
Yeah, back in the 50s.
Back in the 50s.
Yep.
Not only that, but also her husband was Cuban.
Yeah.
You know, Desi Arnaz. So it's like, it's kind of cool, like, how both couples in that time were probably the number one watch TV show at that time. And they kind of, you know, pretty much broke down walls, really, when it came to that. When it came to a female comedian, a leading female TV actress, TV star, and, you know, how popular it was at the time.
Yeah, I mean, the one I remember watching the most from the 50s, obviously not in the 50s, but I remember watching Lassie a lot on Nick at Night reruns and Nickelodeon and stuff when there was nothing else on.
Yeah.
I mean, nowadays, kids, I mean, they get to watch, like, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah,
like,
stuff we actually grew up. We actually,
yeah.
It's still really old when you think about that, you know, like, you see Fresh, or Friends.
Yeah.
Or, like, I'm like, what?
Full House, stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, also, like, I would say, like, the Honeymoon. I never watched the Honeymooners. I know they used to be on reruns back in the day, but it's like, you know, those are entertaining shows too. It doesn't really entertaining show, like, you know, like one of these days, pow, right in the kid, you know what I'm saying, right straight to the moon. Like, you see those classic lines, and also they really did pave the way for what like TV was going to be. But at the same time, I mean, do you think it's aged well?
I don't know, man. It's hard for me to watch a lot of media from the 50s.
I'll be honest. I could still probably watch I Love Lucy.
Yeah,
it's kind of like Three Stooges.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably watch it, but
I'll be honest. Like,
would that be my first choice?
No, it would not be. But it's funny. So we're talking about like old school kind of black and white, or not black and white. But
what up, Jarrett?
What's up, Jarrett? But we're talking about like, you know, like shows like that, like or like for instance, like old, you know, comedies and all. Like I can still watch Three Stooges to this day.
Yeah, Three Stooges is like timeless because it's just like.
Well, I mean, I Love Lucy is timeless in a sense, and
yeah.
I mean, seriously, you can still watch that.
That's true.
So, do you think we covered the 50s?
Yeah, I think that's good. Let's move on to the 60s. Favorite TV shows. Honestly, man, I'd say my favorite TV show, probably Batman, dude. I love old Adam West Batman, dude.
Like pow.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Like, you know, it's funny too, man. Like, I prefer the darker Batman. Like,
but there's something awesome about like
it's just funny.
It's like very comic.
It is, and it's very like, you know, like you had the penguin with his laugh.
Yeah, I mean, you had other great shows from the 60s though. I mean, we had like Star Trek.
Dude, think about that too. Star Trek really paved the way when it came to science fiction and TV.
Batman does rock.
Yeah, for real. But no, I mean, think about it.
Caesar, what's his name? Caesar Romero.
Yeah, he played the
awesome Joker.
Yeah, he played the original Joker. I want to trying to think who. Of course, Adam West played Batman. And Burgess Meredith.
No, Arnold Schwarzenegger's Mr. Freeze is not amazing. And they're not talking about the movies.
But Burgess Meredith played also the Penguin, who was really good at that role. Yeah, it was a classic TV show. I definitely enjoyed it for its time. Not exactly what I want to see in today's Batman.
Oh,
but for its time, it was classic.
Absolutely. I mean, you had, let's see, so we had the Brady Bunch from then, Mr. Ed, Gilligan's Island, Addams Family, Andy Griffin Show.
I love the Munsters.
Munsters is awesome.
I love the Munsters.
Munsters or Addams Family?
Munsters.
I agree.
Even though I really like the Addams Family, the whole, like, you know, it's cool. It's really cool, but in the same time, I really love the Monsters. I don't know why. Monsters, yeah, thank you.
Yeah. The characters are just, like, classic, man.
Yeah.
I love it. Like,
Herman Munster. And Herman Munster's hilarious. You know?
Absolutely.
So, but I have to say, out of all the TV shows, now I know, like, Twilight Zone started in 1959, but to me, that was more of a 60s show, and to me, I consider it one of the best TV shows of all time. Now, I don't know if anybody's watched
I'll be honest, bro, I have never even seen it.
You never seen the Twilight Zone?
Never seen the Twilight Zone.
Never seen one episode?
Not one episode.
Wow. Okay, you have Netflix, right?
I do have Netflix.
I know you have Netflix. Go watch the Twilight Zone. Just watch a couple of episodes here and there, man. You're not going to be disappointed, seriously.
I will do that for you.
To me, honestly...
That's my homework assignment. I will report back next week on that.
No, I honestly think Twilight Zone is probably one of the best TV shows of all time. I honestly can say that. I'll say it's my top 5.
Wow. All time?
Yeah.
Are you going to watch the new one?
Yeah, it's, I think, what's the name?
Jordan Peele?
Yeah, Jordan Peele's doing it, right? Yeah, if it's really good. It's just hard to come up with these, like... Because I think that what makes Twilight Zone so special is some of the stories, like, you know, they're all...
What up, Olivia?
What's up, Olivia? But, some of the stories that they did, like, were so, timeless, you know, and not to give anything away, whoever hasn't watched it, like, you haven't watched it, so... I would say just, you know, do yourself a favor, go to Netflix, watch a few episodes here. You know, like, I don't know which episodes to recommend. There's so many of them. But, yeah.
It's an anthology series, right?
Yeah, it really is.
Okay, so it's not like one episode doesn't relate to the next episode.
It does not.
Okay,
so cool. You can watch, like, you can literally watch...
Yeah, for real. I'll definitely go check it out, man.
It's a great show.
So let's move on to the 70s. So, we're in your time period now, Pete. Oh, man, nothing? Nothing?
I'm not going to say.
Oh,
well, okay, 1979, all right?
Anyways.
Because that's kind of really giving it away already, man. I can't say anything else.
Well, it could have been the early 70s.
Yeah, but really, man, killing me, man.
Anyway, so in the 70s, we had, Cheers was not till the 80s. We'll get there. 70s, we had All in the Family, Dallas, Chips. I know you love Eric Estrada.
I love Eric Estrada.
Charlie's Angels, Different Strokes, Dukes of Hazzard, Happy Days, Jeffersons, Mary Tyler Moore Show, MASH, Muppet Show.
Love the Muppet Show.
Love the Muppet Show as well. Honestly, man, I really like MASH.
Really?
I thought MASH was really good.
I never watched that much MASH.
You should watch MASH, man. It's a really good show.
I watched it like a couple episodes here and there. It was entertaining, but I never like.
I mean, I love Jeffersons and I love All in the Family.
Love
both of those shows.
I love the Jeffersons. Yeah, I love all the Family
Jeffersons
too.
Is great.
Great show.
Golden Girls 80s. We'll get there.
Already? Yeah, but I would say my favorite out of the bunch will have to be. Well, Happy Days also. You gotta give the Happy Days.
Oh, dude, Happy Days.
The Fonz.
The Fonz?
Hey!
Sorry, Henry.
No, the Fonz. It's great, man.
Dude, that character's great. Dude, and come on, man. How about the homage to it from Weezer?
Yeah.
Dude.
I mean...
Dude, like, that's great in the Buddy Holly video.
And you gotta also think, like, I think the Happy Days has some of them... had the most spin-offs, I want to say.
Was Mork and Mindy a spin-off?
Mork and Mindy was a spin-off from that. Laverne and Shirley. Even they did Johnny and Chachi, whatever. Johnny loves Chachi.
I know you're a big Scott Baio fan.
Oh, I love Scott Baio. But, I mean, they had a lot of spin-offs, I want to say, Happy Days. But that's a classic.
Not funny. Not funny at all.
Oh, wow. But, yeah, like, out of all those shows, man, I mean, I always have to say my favorites are probably All in the Family, The Jeffersons, The Muppet Show, and Happy Days. Those are my top movies, my top TV shows at that time.
Yeah, I'd say like from the 70s. I mean, I like All in the Family, Jeffersons, probably MASH, Muppet Show, Happy Days.
I feel like a TV show like All in the Family used to kind of push the boundaries when it comes to. But it was great because it's kind of a TV show what we need nowadays. To talk about like race relations and all that. And
tough issues.
Tough issues, really tough issues. But they made it in such a.
Well, it's always like you're learning a lesson.
It was, and Archie Bunker was learning a lesson throughout the show.
Yeah,
because he had this racist viewpoints, but people used to kind of correct him in the end. He used to kind of correct him.
And see the ways.
See the ways, yeah, and that was great about that TV show. And I thought it was great, and unfortunately, I think, was it controversial for its time? Probably. It would be controversial now, yes. But I think sometimes it's good to have those type of shows because it kind of, like, shows the error of certain people's ways. So, that's a great TV show.
Let's move on to the 80s. Lots. So TV started picking up a little bit in the 80s.
Yes.
So we have a lot of stuff to go through. I'm not going to name them all. There's a lot of shows. Let's just go ahead and just name some of our favorites. I love Miami Vice.
Miami Vice is great.
I love Miami Vice.
Let's be honest too, man. Miami Vice, the soundtrack is amazing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I think it was the first episode that had the whole Phil Collins
In the Air Tonight.
In the Air Tonight.
Great song, by the way.
So I mean, that kind of almost. I think now I haven't watched Miami Vice that much, but it was very cinematic too for its time.
Yeah.
It seemed like
Full House was really good in the late 80s.
Yeah.
That was very good family friendly show.
It was like
I don't know, I like it better than like Growing Pains and stuff like that, personally.
I just think it was funny though, because at that time period you had like Growing Pains, Family Ties, Full House,
Charles in Charge,
Step by Step.
Yeah. Well, Step by Step was a little more into the 90s.
Hey, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Family Matters. That was a great show.
Family Matters.
Yep, that was a good. Well, that's a whole TGIF, man.
Yeah, I know, but it had all little family sitcoms.
Yeah. And then Perfect Strangers was on at that time,
I love
too.
Perfect Strangers.
Yep, so you had all that stuff in that time period. A-Team was good. Knight Rider, David Hasselhoff.
This is one I want. It's not on your list right now, but one TV show that's great, I thought, in the 80s was Quantum Leap. You ever watch Quantum Leap?
I've seen an episode or two. Never really.
See, that's a great TV show. That to me is a great TV show because they had a great premise. Honestly, it's a guy from the future who pretty much goes back in time, but he leaps to different people's So
is it like Doctor Who, kinda?
Well, in a sense, though, but he's actually going and he's kind of taking over people's different people.
Oh, so he's actually them?
Yeah, he's actually them.
Okay,
and,
I gotcha.
Each episode, he'll become one of these people, and it's in its own lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
So, the year he was born till the time in the future. So he'll go in that lifetime. He'll go and hop and try to help these people out in their situations. Like for instance, somebody might might have to stop a murder from happening. It change, it actually fixes the.
You mean Zach Morris?
Yeah, Zach Morris.
He is trash though.
He is trash. Yeah, so that's a great TV show. I thought it was very unique for its time and all that, and something that I think it could be they could do a remake if in the right people's hands. So,
is that Matt Dodge, the infamous punter of the Giants? That's complete garbage.
No, it's not actually.
Oh, okay. I was about to say
it's not Matt Dodge, not the guy you hate.
No, I can't say that, Matt Dodge.
And it's not homemade. Sorry.
What's not homemade?
Yeah, it's a joke.
What's the joke?
Don't worry about it.
What's the worry about it? What's a Gamora?
Who's Gamora? Oh, man.
Okay, so did you ever watch 21 Jump Street? Because the movie's hilarious. And
I have. I watched the old TV show.
Is it good?
Yeah, with Johnny Depp and all. Yeah, it was really good.
Never seen it.
You never seen 21? Really?
I seen Channing Tatum and Jonah
of
Hill.
course, I saw the movie, but yeah, 21 Jump Street, the TV show is pretty good.
Yeah, never seen it. You know what else I never seen? Hill Street Blues.
Nah, I never seen that.
No, never seen that. But the 80s did have Golden Girls.
What else? I've seen Golden Girls.
Yep, I'm sure you have.
I'm sorry, man.
So, actually, this show kind of put Fox on the map, Married with Children.
I love Married with Children. Hilarious. That's another show that I don't think can happen nowadays. It's too controversial.
No. Well, I don't know. I'd like to see it come back, personally.
Yeah, but it's way too controversial, I think.
I think they could write around it and get away with it.
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean, Al Bundy was kind of a sexist pig.
Yeah, but...
I mean, it kind of made a whole thing about it, honestly. But
yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Isn't like the Simpsons are still going? Isn't Homer kind of like?
Not necessarily.
You think Homer's like a watered down version of him? Just an idiot?
He's just an idiot.
Nah. Well, what about Cartman?
Yeah, I always feel Comedy Central can get away with a lot of stuff.
That's true.
It's funny, like South Park gets away with a lot of stuff, but the reason why South Park is so good, and are we in the 90s now, I'm guessing?
Yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the 90s.
Okay, like we got South Park, we got Married with the Children.
We had some mentions earlier, Saved by the Bell, Fresh Prince, Roseanne, so you had those shows in there. I wouldn't say really any of those are my favorite, but...
From the 90s?
Oh, well, you know what? We never said what's your favorite 80s show?
Quantum Leap.
Quantum Leap's your favorite 80s?
I'll say that, MacGyver.
MacGyver's a good one.
I love MacGyver.
I don't even think we talked about MacGyver.
No, we didn't.
Cheers is really good.
Cheers was hilarious, yes.
I don't know, man. I'd probably have to say my favorite 80s show is probably... I don't know, you mentioned MacGyver. I don't know, I really liked Miami Vice, though.
I just never watched so much of Miami Vice.
Oh, it's good, man.
I wanted to, but I just never got into it, so...
But, yeah, let's go back to the 90s now.
Okay.
So, what's your favorite show from the 90s?
Seinfeld.
I knew you were going to go Seinfeld. You're so lame.
How is that lame?
Because everyone's going to say Seinfeld.
It's nothing... But it's true. No, you have two choices when it comes to the 90s sitcoms. You either have Seinfeld or you have Friends. I was more into Seinfeld.
Honestly, my favorite sitcom was Home Improvement. I really liked Home Improvement.
I
thought that was a great show.
That was a great show. I agree.
Yeah.
I love the
power. I love like Tim Allen and Al Borland and just like the combination of them.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like I'm not gonna that's Knight Rider, the show with Kit. But what you talking about, Willis?
That's different strokes.
Yeah, but no, like the Home Improvement is kind of cool because it's just like the mom and dad, but it's kind of like the three boys is kind of like the opposite of Full House, where you got like the three girls. So like that's kind of more on the girl side of the spectrum, whereas like Home Improvement's more you're seeing like the boys side of the spectrum.
It was.
So it's like more like football related, like so like a little bit more.
It's more of a blue collar show.
Yeah, exactly.
Straight up blue collar show, but I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Yep.
I thought it was hilarious, that show.
Yeah. Honestly, though, if you're on sitcom, like we could talk those, but like drama, have to go X-Files, man.
Great, I love
X-Files. Is excellent. X-Files kind of really changed TV, man.
Definitely, like I remember that episode. What was it? The Home. You ever seen that episode of X-Files called Home? The one where it's like the the inbred guys, the family.
I don't remember it off the top of my head.
Yeah, it's like this that literally got an MA rating that time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because it was like, they showed like some brutal killings and all that stuff. Like it showed like a dead fetus, a brutal... Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty...
But they really did push the envelope.
They did. And I'm just saying that I mentioned that because that episode, they really did. It got.
I mean, later in the 90s, didn't you have NYPD Blue?
Like
and that really pushed the envelope too for network TV. But I really feel like X-Files was a better show in my opinion. Well,
it was more like in the science fiction base, which we like. So
yeah, exactly. Oh man, you're going like old school cartoons, Doug. That was a good show.
Oh, that's in the 90s too.
Yeah, like
hey man,
Ninja Turtles,
absolutely.
X-Men, Batman the Animated Series,
great cartoons back in the 90s.
I don't know who watched Wild Thornberrys, but.
Yeah, Buffy is another show too that
I never watched.
Even though
Buffy.
I never
watched Charmed either.
I never watched Buffy or Charmed, but I gotta admit though, at that time it was extremely popular.
The only thing from the '90s, semi-charmed kind of life. Third Eye Blind.
Great song.
What? Yeah.
Great song. But going to the '90s though, like I think honestly the two most dominant TV shows in the '90s had to be Seinfeld or Friends.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For like sitcoms, yeah, absolutely.
Well, even for, X-Files was really popular. I mean, also The Simpsons. You could say The Simpsons because
Simpsons. Early '90s Simpsons.
And even South Park.
Yeah, and then South Park came on in the late '90s.
Because I kind of.
Well, and you had a little time period too. Where Beavis and Butthead was like.
Oh yeah.
That was a really big show.
That's kind of funny. That's the kind of start of the adult animated TV shows.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Simpsons started that really.
It did, but then you got Beavis and Butthead. Then South Park.
Really, I mean,
Family Guy later on.
The big thing with the '90s was cable TV. That's kind of what pushed the envelope because you had a little bit of the '80s where you started having the the cable TV stuff, but then now you started getting TV shows on Comedy Central. You started getting TV shows on MTV, like you had The Real World and
well, even HBO started doing their own TV shows. Like
you had Oz and
Oz was, I think, in the late 90s. I want to say, right? Yeah, it was. I never watched Oz though. I heard it was really good.
Yeah, it is good.
A very mature, of course, for its time.
Oh, of course, yeah,
of course. But what other TV shows did HBO and Showtime had? I don't think Showtime had.
Sopranos was.
No, that's like 99.
Yeah, I was about to say that was really towards the end. When was 6 Feet Under?
I would say 2000s also.
Wasn't there something like Carnival or something like that?
Could have been.
From HBO. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like really the biggest one I remember from HBO was Oz at the time. Like that was really like the biggest thing, and it was like.
Oh yeah, actually we forgot one. Then Spawn.
Oh, Spawn. That was but that was like a cartoon, and it was like
but it was mature. That's exactly what we're talking about, you know. So yeah, I think they definitely started pushing the boundaries of TV shows in the 90s, which kind of leads now to the 2000s, where it kind of opened up all these mature TV shows that we see nowadays.
I feel like the 2000s TV started to be better than movies.
Yes.
And like that, so we started seeing this gradual shift where people seen TV as okay, you guys are just like being ridiculous now. Pimp My Ride.
No,
come on now.
Get that crap out of there.
But anyway, so I can't even concentrate after that. No, so anyways, they started seeing a shift in the in TV format where they're like, oh, we can really get behind character development. We could really like put some money into these TV shows and make a show that is just as good, if not better, than movies. And I mean, you had like 24 was excellent. You had in the 2000s, you had Prison Break.
Well,
I thought was really good.
What I think is funny though, we were just talking about sitcoms, how successful they were in the 90s, like Seinfeld and Friends, because at that time. For instance, I think the cast of Friends was getting paid like $1 million per episode, like at one point, right?
Yeah. Like
later on the seasons. So it's funny that those shows were making so much money at the time. But if you can, I'm not in. I mean, I know that I'm not talking ahead and all that, but I feel like there was a shift when it came to TV shows in the 2000s because I think networks trying to focus more on dramatic.
Yeah, I think they really got away from doing the whole sitcoms. I mean, you still had like King of Queens.
Well, exactly.
But I don't think it was necessarily the all driving factor.
Bread and butter. For
I mean, you definitely still had good sitcoms though. How I Met Your Mother was excellent. 2.5 Men was excellent.
That's more in the we say 2000, or that's more in the 2010. So.
2010. Well, they were 2000s, 2010s. It was kind of like in the middle.
In the middle.
Yeah, and then because 2010 you had more like Big Bang Theory. I would say it's probably the biggest sitcom. Of that part, which is hilarious actually. We'll talk about Big Bang Theory. I just think it's funny how like broad of an audience that reaches.
Oh yeah,
and it's like really nerdy show, but everybody watches it.
Yeah, but I mean, going back to the 2000 TV shows at that time, I mean, and I think one of the TV shows in the 2000s that kind of paved the way for all these other TV shows was Sopranos.
Yeah,
I mean, I watched pretty much most of the Sopranos. That's a great TV show. Tony Soprano is probably one of the best characters on TV.
When did The Wire come out?
As mid 2000s.
Okay.
That's a great TV show too. I didn't finish it yet. I want to, but yeah, Sopranos really. I thought that really paved the way for a lot of TV shows because in that show, I feel they didn't care who you were as a character. You know, you can get killed off in that TV show.
And we'll talk about that a little bit in the next decade as well.
Exactly, but I think that really did pave the way. I mean, I want to say maybe NYPD Blue might have killed the main character here and there, but it wasn't like. I think it was more of like the reason why they did that was because maybe they had a dispute with the actor or something like that. And this TV show, they would kill a character off in order to push the storyline further. Yeah. You know, and I thought that was what's so great about Sopranos because
Nip Tuck was a great show until it got weird.
Yeah, it got really weird.
It got too weird for my taste.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, bless you. But I felt like that was what's great about Sopranos because it actually kind of introduced that whole a way to do a TV show where you don't feel as a showrunner, you don't feel the risk of killing off a character and upsetting your audience. Like, it didn't matter to you. It all mattered about the storytelling.
Well, yeah, and it's all arc. It's not characters.
It is. It's all arc. I mean, yes, Sopranos is pretty much based on Tony Soprano. He was a main character. He was pretty much the character you don't want to kill off. But I mean, it's like I still felt like they did such a great job with that, because I remember watching that show. It's like you didn't know, like, one episode someone will get whacked, and you're like, holy crap, he got whacked and all that. Like if you miss an episode, you'll miss out on that whole, like,
Heroes was good for like one season. Fringe was awesome though. I really enjoyed Fringe. Awesome. Fringe was kind of like the new age X-Files. So
I wanted to watch more of that.
Yeah, it's really good. It's worth watching.
But yeah, to finish my whole thing, it's like I felt like that's the thing what Sopranos did. Like sometimes it was you had to watch it was more serialized and episodic.
Yeah,
and that's what made the show great. And I feel like now I think TV shows started doing that more throughout now. Like now, after Sopranos, more TV shows started doing that. So
yeah,
like for instance, 24.
Yeah, 24 was a great show. Yeah,
well,
and that was all. That was all. There wasn't
not
any
that, but
single
they weren't
episodes.
Yeah, but they weren't afraid of killing off certain.
Oh no, it was either the beginning of season 4 or 5. They just. I mean, it's not really. Oh, do you want to watch it? I won't spoil anything, but they killed some pretty main characters right off the bat. Like that first episode, boom, gone, and you're like, what?
And you're like, yeah, as a person, you're investing in some of these characters, and they're willing to kill these characters off. You're kind of like, what? That's kind of how you were, and I feel like they started doing that more often now, and like Lost is another great show.
I was just gonna mention that. So like the first show, I actually was making sure I tuned in every week for, probably in my adult life, was Lost. Never miss an episode of that, and man, there was some great character interactions in that show.
Yes, I watched most of Sopranos, but you're right. I think Lost, I watched pretty much all of it. Like that was my show where it's like, what night's this on? I gotta be home to watch this. Yeah, I want to say after the first season I had a hard time getting into. I think it was like one episode with they showed John Locke, and as soon as I saw that episode, I really fell in love with that character, honestly. And then boom, I started watching every episode, so I could not miss that edge. Because what's great about that show too is you kind of want to see like. They did a great job with the whole mystery of the island. Unfortunately, the payoff wasn't that good.
Yeah, the payoff was pretty garbage.
It was pretty garbage.
But if you want to watch a show with a great like ensemble cast where every character is like well made, I mean that's really the show.
Yeah, well, I mean, and I thought they did a great job.
And there's so many different personalities too. Like that's what in character types.
Well, I love what I love about that show is. Like each episode will be about one of the characters.
Yeah,
they'll show their backstory, and also they'll show their backstory or their whatever
and tie it into what's going on on the island, which is amazing.
Yeah, they did a great job. Yeah, doing that and all that.
Yeah,
and I just felt unfortunately the whole payoff of the island, everything about it really was disappointing. If they had a much better because I think there's a lot of loose ends.
Mm-hmm.
They in that TV show so. But I mean, yeah, that's a great TV show. I definitely enjoy it a lot.
So was Dexter the next decade?
It's 2000s.
Yeah, Dexter's a great show too.
I never watched Dexter.
There's like 3 really great seasons of Dexter, and then the rest are pretty good. But
I heard the last season or like.
The end is terrible.
Well, I mean, I don't say anything, but yeah, I heard that's what.
Yeah, it's disappointing.
Yeah,
and then I watched a little bit of Weeds. That started out being good, but it really didn't go to anything.
But I mean, that kind of, like I said, that 2000 was really the decade when HBO and Showtime and all that started putting up great shows.
Oh yeah, and then that kind of made the cable companies and stuff take notice.
Oh yeah.
Well, not the pay for cable, but the other cable companies. Well, and then what do we have in the 2010s? I mean, yes, obviously, I know we're going to go with our favorite one is.
Yeah.
But, like, I mean, look, you have AMC. They put up The Walking Dead. Excellent show.
But let's even before Walking Dead, they put up Breaking Bad. To me,
Breaking Bad's probably one of the best shows, too.
Breaking Bad, out of all the TV shows I watched, it's the most complete TV show I ever watched.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking about, they had a great beginning,
great middle, great
end.
Well, it's so far. You have another season coming out next year or something that might be the best complete series.
I agree, but they have to really.
They have to go for the kill.
They have to go for the kill.
Yep.
Because I honestly feel like the way they did Breaking Bad, it was it's literally a masterpiece in my eyes.
Oh, it's great. Breaking Bad's excellent. Do you watch Better Call Saul?
I do.
I heard it's excellent, but I've only watched the first season.
Yeah, I have watched Better Call Saul.
Persons of Interest is a great show.
I gotta watch that.
Yeah, Jim Caviezel. Yes. I'll take Jim Caviezel on anything.
Yeah, I gotta watch that. Arrow's a great show too. The first few seasons.
But I think going back to AMC with The Walking Dead. Did you hear Rick's last year is season 9 next year, and he's done.
So the actor.
Yeah. Andrew Lincoln done.
Well, not to spoil anything, but I heard actually they don't really like Rick in the comics is not the main character anymore, so it's kind of like.
So is it Negan?
Well, I'm not gonna say it.
Must be Negan then.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Must be Negan then.
I mean, I just the thing is though, I feel. No, I like The Walking Dead. The first few seasons were great. I think the problem with that TV show is they stretch it out the story was way too long.
Yeah, there's a lot of fluff episodes.
There is a lot of fluff episodes.
I don't know. Fear the Walking Dead's starting to pick up steam, but it's...
I mean, and I think that's maybe the fact that maybe it's not based on a comic book. Maybe the reason why it's picking up steam. Maybe you know.
Yeah, because they actually it moved ahead of Walking Dead, so it's actually in front of Walking Dead now. But there was an episode that was on like 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. Yeah. It was the 4th episode of this season, and it's just so well done. It was basically there's this character on the show. It's played by Maggie Grace, the girl that's in Lost.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, so so her character on the Fear the Walking Dead is she records she wants to go around recording people's stories. Because of the apocalypse, she wants to hear what people's different stories were and how they got to where they're at.
Yeah.
Well, this guy's looking for some girl that he fell in love with, and so they're all kind of giving their point of the story of what happened up to this point and where she is. And it's just such a well done episode because each person's giving their story and where they're at with it, and I don't know, it's just really exciting. And then there was a really good death at the end of the show, at the end of the season, and you're just what? Or at the end of the episode.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it was crazy out of nowhere, a character you didn't even think. Yeah, so it was just a really intense episode.
Caught me intrigued.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. The Shield's a great show.
Yeah, it was.
Was that FX?
That was FX.
Yeah, Sons of Anarchy was a good show too.
I agree. But it's funny that you look at all the TV shows nowadays that they have. And, we're still talking about the 2000s or...
2010s.
We're going 2010?
Yeah.
All right, so best TV show of 2010 has to be Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
I can't argue with that either.
I've never watched an episode of This Is Us.
I have not, but I heard it's really good.
That's what I heard too.
Very good drama. To me, Game of Thrones is definitely the could be the best TV show of all time if done right the last season. I mean, we had to wait another year for it, but I'm pretty sure it...
Never seen Blackish either.
No, I never.
I like Anthony Anderson though. He's hilarious.
He is hilarious. But yeah, Game of Thrones is definitely the best TV show of 2010s. I mean, and you know what? Honestly, when you think about it too, I think last season some of the episodes had the highest viewers, really.
I think last season was a little bit easier for most people to swallow because they didn't have any fluff episodes. It was a lot. There wasn't a lot of dialogue. Everything was action, action, action.
Yeah,
which was a little weird though because I thought the timeline felt a little off.
Yeah, I felt like Walking Dead. Game of Thrones. A couple of the episodes. I won't say episode 6 or something like that, where they're beyond the wall.
Yeah, they go to the north of the wall.
Yeah, it could have been stretched into 2 episodes. I think they kind of condensed that story. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
A little bit too much. Yeah,
because they have them traveling to the north, then traveling back, then traveling back to the north.
Yeah,
and it's
exactly.
all in one episode.
The time, really, when you look at the time period, it seemed like it would have took forever.
Yeah, exactly.
For everything to happen, and I felt that could have been stretched and all that. I'm not sure why they didn't do that. Maybe money wise or whatever. But that's one episode I wish they kind of stretched it out a little more.
Well, you know what's cool too about the 2010? So this is really the first time we start seeing streaming services have their own TV shows.
Well, exactly, and that's what I was gonna get to, Stranger Things.
Yeah.
It's funny, like Netflix is pretty much known for just showing movies and TV shows from other networks and all that.
Yeah, because Netflix started about 2002, 2003-ish.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it was just old TV shows, old movies. And then all of a sudden, they really got a brilliant idea to start producing their own content. And I guess they figured it would be cheaper for them to produce their own content than it would be to buy other people's content. And people want to see new content. They don't want to see old content.
They still spend a lot of money, but that's their money they're spending.
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
And it's theirs to keep forever. And if they want to sell it on DVD or Blu-ray, they can sell it on DVD or Blu-ray as well.
It is smart because, for instance, look at Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
That's a prime example. Like, people pay...
to HBO to watch that.
Just to watch that.
Yep.
I mean, they don't care about, like, the movies they have nowadays.
No, not at all.
They just care about watching Game of Thrones.
Yep.
Because it's exclusive to HBO. You know? And I think that's why it behooves Netflix for them to make their own original content. So people have to pay Netflix in order to watch it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And I think that's where Stranger Things come in. Because that's...
I mean, you got tons of great shows, though. I mean, you got Stranger Things. You got Mindhunter. You got... Daredevil. You got all the Marvel shows.
Oh, Punisher.
Punisher was excellent.
What?
I heard House of Cards is excellent. I haven't watched it, but
I have not. 12 Reasons Why, right?
13 Reasons.
13 Reasons. Thank you. Sorry.
One of them.
One of them. Yeah. I heard that's a good show. I mean, yeah, they have tons of good shows and all that, and they're all popular.
Yep.
I mean, always.
Orange is the New Black. That's another one that's really popular on there.
It's funny too because like I feel like. That's a great thing about Netflix. Somebody will be like binge watching one TV.
Oh my gosh, it's Andrew Ivy.
What's up, man?
Haven't seen that guy forever.
For real. But yeah, like somebody will be going like watching Netflix and be like, oh yeah, you know, I watch this binge watch this TV show. You should watch it. So word of mouth goes around really quick when it comes to these shows. Yeah. So it's like I feel that's why it's so beneficial for Netflix to have these TV shows because I feel like it's in such an easy way for them to get like. For those shows to bloom, you know, like Stranger Things. So. Yeah,
I think Stranger Things is excellent, and that's just like a prime example. Honestly, this kid right here. But no, I really like Mindhunter. That's like probably one of my favorite shows that I've seen on there. And I'm a David Fincher fan as it is. So
yeah, it's kind of like right?
Yeah, it's kind of like right in that alley. But Flash, 100-yard dash. Well, Flash is good.
Yeah, I like Flash.
That's probably my favorite CW show out of them.
Yeah, better than Arrow?
Yeah, because it doesn't have Felicity on it.
Yeah.
This kid.
I did hear, though, like, the last episode of Flash was kind of... That's what I heard. So, I don't know.
I haven't seen it yet.
I've been behind on my seasons. I got to start watching. I love, like, Flash and Arrow the first couple of seasons, though. That was really good, but...
So, some other news that's kind of related to what we talked about last week. They're moving forward with a Spawn remake.
They are.
Or a reboot.
So, before we go to this topic, are we kind of done with it?
I enjoyed Ozarks. That was pretty good.
See, yeah, that's another show I heard that was really good.
I like Jason Bateman. Oh, Arrested Development's a great show. Didn't mention Arrested Development.
No, not. That's a great comedy.
Riverdale seems too CW for me.
So, are we kind of done with these TV shows?
Yeah, we're done with these TV shows.
Now, here's the thing, though. So, okay, let's kind of recap. 1950s, your favorite TV show?
The one I watched the most, it was Lassie, so I'll go Lassie.
I'm going to go with I Love Lucy. 1960s.
I'm going to go Batman.
I'm going to go with Twilight Zone, because I think that's more of a 1960s show. 70s.
I'm going to go Muppet Show. Love Muppet Show.
Oh, man, that's why.
Love the Muppet Show. We got the same. Remember, we're the same person.
I would say Muppet Show, but also All in the Family. Jeffersons, too. I can't really argue with that. Okay, 80s.
80s? Miami Vice.
Quantum Leap.
Quantum Leap. All right.
That's smart. I love that TV show. Great show. Thank you.
90s.
90s Seinfeld.
I'm going to go X-Files.
Great. I would have gone X-Files, too. 2000s.
Lost.
Breaking Bad.
All right.
And then 2010s?
We'll go Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. I'm sorry, I can't argue with that. Game of Thrones is definitely my show. Love that show. All right, and I think we're done with TV shows. Now we can go talk about Spawn.
Spawn. We just talked about movies that should be remade last week. Yep. Our 90s movie was Spawn, and they are remaking Spawn.
Look at that. Spawn. They heard us.
They're listening.
They heard us.
And yes. So they casted Jamie Foxx to play Spawn.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well,
I love it. I love it.
Here's the thing: is Tom McFarlane directing the movie?
I don't know if he's directing it, but he was like in the picture with.
Yeah, he's like producing it.
Yeah, he's there with it. So he's.
Jamie Foxx is a really good actor. I mean, he was shitty as Electro, but I don't think that's his fault.
I mean, here's the thing: is you got like you could have a good actor in a bad role, like or you know what I'm saying, like but like directors are different to me. Like directors, it's hard for a good director to make a bad movie. It's a lot easier for a good actor to make a bad movie because they could be with a bad director or a bad writer. Yeah. So there's a lot more like that's gonna dictate like if their movies are good.
Well, I mean, I honestly think though, like knowing the character Spawn, like knowing the guy he plays and all that. I mean, Jamie Foxx can do a really awesome badass kind of guy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he can do that whole, like, because, you know, in the comic book, he, before he became Spawn, he was, I believe, mercenary. Mm-hmm. So, he could definitely pull that role off, like, being a cold-blooded mercenary, and, of course, you know...
I mean, I loved him in Bait, I loved him in Collateral.
He was great in Django Unchained.
I know it doesn't have anything to do with how he's going to act in this, but he's awesome in Ray.
Oh, yeah, no, he's a great actor.
So, yeah, I mean, that's more showing his acting chops.
If he gets the right script... he can pull it off. Definitely.
Oh, absolutely.
And I mean, like I said, I love Michael Jai White in the first one. I mean, I thought he was great Spawn. Unfortunately, the movie wasn't good.
Yeah.
But I feel like in this role, yeah, I think Jamie Foxx can pull it off. Hopefully now, like, they get some other good supporting cast for him, you know, but to surround him with. But yeah, I'm actually kind of excited for it, you know. If it's rated R, that's what I want to see.
Is Fincher really making the next World War Z? Is that true?
Oh, I don't know, man. If that's true, that's great, though.
Yeah, I'll actually watch it.
I actually like the first one.
Didn't see it.
You didn't see it?
No.
With Brad Pitt? That's your boy, dude.
Brad Pitt is my boy, but I didn't watch it.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I liked it. It's better than I thought it was going to be. But, I mean, at the same time, I'm kind of done with the whole zombie kind of apocalypse thing, you know? Mm-hmm. I feel like they've kind of, it's been really oversaturated, that whole genre, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, hey, though, I do hear that they make it Zombieland 2, which I love.
Zombieland's hilarious.
So, I mean, that I will watch. But I feel like the zombie apocalypse kind of genre has been a little bit oversaturated. I mean, if they can do something different, that'd be great. So, we'll see, though.
I think Brad Pitt is BFFs with Fincher.
Probably is. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, not a bad choice for Fincher.
Seriously. You can't go wrong with him. Fight Club, Seven. I mean, you can't really go wrong with that.
No, not at all. Benjamin Button. I know you.
I'm not really crazy about Benjamin Button, man. That's to me, that's the worst Fincher movie, and that's the one he got nominated for Academy Award. But I'm like saying to myself, that's not that great of a movie. Like Seven was better, Fight Club was better, The Game was better, Panic Room was better, Social Network was better. Hell, I even put Alien 3 over that. That's saying something. That's saying something right there. I'm sorry.
Fincher will slap you.
I'm sorry. I don't care about Benjamin Button. I only couple few good scenes.
I'd love to see Fincher's like what his like idea for Alien 3 was. Like not the studio's idea.
You know what?
I'd love to see what Fincher's idea.
But you know what's funny though? Everyone talks shit about Alien 3. It wasn't that bad.
No, I'm not saying it's a bad movie, but I would like he like absolutely won't even like do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Like so, I wonder what his like vision of the movie was.
Okay, here's the problem with Alien 3. It came after Aliens, which is a great freaking movie, you know. But, I mean, at the same time, Alien 3 ain't that bad, honestly. If you rewatch it again, it's a pretty good horror movie.
He's hating on your Button hate. He said you're not cultured.
I'm sorry, bro. Like, dude, I don't care for that movie. It's alright.
But Andrew's opinion doesn't matter because he's a Cowboys fan. So, I mean, we can just keep going.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Burn. Anyway. Come on. That's our fan base, bro.
Oh, he knows I love him.
Alright. Love you, Andrew.
But, hate the Cowboys, though. Okay, but, so let's talk about hockey.
What's that?
Let's talk about some hockey.
Oh, Ovechkin?
Yeah, so he went to his first finals. I think last week when we were talking, it was going Game 7. And so they beat the Lightning.
Yeah.
And so they lost Game 1, though, in the finals.
Well, were they playing over there?
They were playing in Las Vegas.
Okay.
You still think Washington's going to win?
I hope they win.
I think Las Vegas has such an underdog role, and Ovechkin's going to be pushing because this might be the only time he gets.
It's honestly, man. If he doesn't win this Stanley Cup, I don't think he'll ever win a Stanley Cup.
Ain't nobody missing Romo. At least he gets to go to a Super Bowl this year in the booth.
But did you see that Ovechkin got hit in the face with a puck?
No, I didn't see
Dude,
that.
right in the face with a puck. Didn't even flinch, man. Like a man, dude. I kind of want to see him win now.
Like a man.
Like a man, dude. Took it like a man. Took it like a champ. You know what I'm saying?
He doesn't have a glass jaw.
No, he does not, man. He took it right in the face, dude.
So, what do you think of the basketball playoffs?
Oh, terrible. Okay, so the 2 Game 7 is probably some of the worst basketball I've ever seen. It's so atrocious. I mean, like...
So you got the...
No, you know what? Like Charles Barkley was saying, that's terrible, Ernie.
Terrible.
That's terrible.
Yep.
Like, seriously,
So you had the Celtics on one hand, who wanted to shoot some of the worst threes you ever seen in their life.
Now, like, we were watching that game together, right?
Yeah.
And tell me how I was not yelling at the TV, man.
Oh, yeah? You were yelling at the TV,
I was yelling at the stupid TV because I'm like, how bad can you play, man?
Oh, it was awful.
It's god-awful.
Yeah.
Seriously, like
at least LeBron was putting on a display.
I mean, if I was a Celtics fan, I would have asked for my money back. How bad it was.
You know, I'm not a LeBron fan at all. Never liked him.
You know, I hate LeBron.
Yeah, but at least LeBron showed like somewhat of some basketball skill in that game because no one else was playing.
Well, hell, man, nobody else was playing, dude. They could have the freaking. Seriously, man.
I mean, Tatum's going to be a good player in the future.
No, he dunked right in his face, man. That was a great poster. He posterized LeBron, man. But I mean, yeah, it's just
LeBron ain't going to beat Golden State, so we don't even have to worry about that. And no, he doesn't pass Jordan ever.
No, I don't care what anybody says.
He's a different player, anyways. Compare him more to Magic Johnson.
Yep.
He's they're completely different.
Yep, completely different. I totally agree. I just don't get me wrong though, and I mean I'm a LeBron hater, but this is the best playoff basketball he ever played.
Oh, absolutely.
Like he literally carried that team. He's carrying definitely his team on his back.
I think Golden State wins in 4 or 5.
I say so too.
I don't think LeBron can.
But be honest though, Golden State has not played that. They haven't played that well against the Rockets. I mean,
the Rockets are a damn good team, best team in the NBA.
To me, though, still they're not playing good basketball. They're only the third quarter of this last game, Game 7. You can tell that's what the Warriors.
Splash City, man.
Oh yeah, dude, they kind of. But here's the thing, though. Do you think if the Rockets hit half of the 3-pointers, they would have won that damn game?
If they hit 1 3-pointer, it would have been slightly more competitive.
No kidding. 27 3-points missed in a row. How's that even possible?
I'm not going to lie. Most times I know that the athletes are better than me, but I guarantee you I could have went out there and made 1 3-pointer.
How's that possible, man?
I could go out there and make 1 3-pointer.
Millions of dollars to shoot a damn 3-pointer. You can't make a 3-pointer?
I could have made 1.
27 times. How's that possible?
Yep.
I don't get it, man. How is that even possible?
Stop shooting threes. That's what I'm saying.
Stop shooting threes! Go for the layup. Go for a dunk. Do something. Shoot a damn 2-pointer. That's all you need to do. Seriously. How the hell is that possible, man?
Yeah, but Andrew, here's the thing: is the East is hot trash. Like I know you say they weren't supposed to beat the Pacers or the Celtics, but let's be honest here. The Celtics were playing without Kyrie Irving. If Kyrie Irving's there, they sweep him.
They were playing without Gordon Hayward.
I don't even care about Gordon Hayward. Kyrie Irving, they sweep him. That's not even it's not even anything. The Pacers, I don't even know who's on the Pacers anymore.
Oladipo?
Who?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm probably getting his name wrong, but that's pretty much it. And Lance Stevenson.
Yeah, Lance Stevenson's the worst guy on the team.
He's just an agitator. That's all he is, man.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm not buying that they weren't supposed to beat this team and that team. The East is just hot trash. Honestly, probably the best team in the upcoming years in the East is going to be the 76ers. Because they got a really good...
Boston.
Well, Boston will be good too, but I'm telling you, man, the 76ers will be good in a couple years.
Yeah, because they're a young team. I agree.
Yep.
Yeah, they're probably... And it depends.
Unfortunately, my Knicks, they're hot trash too, and I don't see that changing anytime soon.
Unless, there's Ryan Raven.
Oh God. You notice it just went downhill.
Our ratings are going downhill.
Yeah.
But so you think Golden State in 4?
No, I'm going 5. I'll say Golden State in 5. I don't think they're going to sweep it.
So Bronny just have one game where he'd tear it?
No, I don't even know if he'll tear it up, but they'll win one game. The refs will win them one game.
I can see that.
Yeah, just to make it interesting.
Yeah, I mean, they are the biggest underdogs, so I don't know if that's gonna that might actually help the Cleveland because now there's nothing to lose kind of thing. My whole thing though, the media is gonna blow this so out of proportion. This whole thing, it's like anytime like LeBron is doing, they're like LeBron is carrying his team on his back. Oh my God, LeBron is the greatest player of all time. You know, it's kind of like that. You know, he has nobody playing for him. You know,
the Yankees are doing pretty darn good. Second best record in the league. That's how about them Yanks.
Yeah,
they got the rooks.
Dude, they got
the baby bombers out there.
Team, man.
They do.
I mean, they're gonna be the future, man. Yeah, the future.
So how come no one went to watch Solo?
Okay, well, let's talk about, since we got the whole like Star Wars-esque screen over here. So I think honestly, a lot of people, even though I enjoyed The Last Jedi, I thought it was really good.
I think it's because of people like Ryan.
That could be it.
Even though he went to go see it, I still think Ryan Raymond is the reason why.
Hopefully he comments. I don't think he will, but yeah, I think honestly a lot of people who saw The Last Jedi may have had a bad taste in their mouth, and then see another Disney movie and they're like, oh no, Disney make another movie, they're gonna ruin it, blah blah blah. Also, the fact that I think the guy who's playing Han Solo didn't really appeal to me as much.
That was my main thing.
Me too.
So he might do good. I haven't seen the movie. He might.
Well, I haven't heard anything really bad about him.
No, I haven't heard anything bad.
Like I haven't heard.
Here's what. So someone I work with said that he was passable. Like they said, like they never felt like he wasn't like Han Solo, but they never said, "Wow, he's damn good." Like
I bet they love Donald Glover for.
Yes, love Donald Glover.
I bet that everybody loves Donald Glover.
Yeah, love Donald Glover, But yeah, so they said like it was like they was playing it safe the whole time, like basically with Han Solo. Like never really.
And that's probably why maybe he wasn't like, you know, maybe he just didn't like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As an actor, you play an iconic role. It's kind of like somebody playing Indiana Jones or somebody like that. Or
I'm just telling you this, man. I know he's Star-Lord, but if Chris Pratt was Han Solo, that movie would have probably made like $200 million opening weekend.
You think he would have taken that role though?
Oh, I don't know if he would have took it, but I'm just saying, if Chris Pratt was Han Solo, that movie makes $200 million, no question in my mind.
I think the problem with like that's the thing too with like him taking that role is the fact that I feel like I don't think he would have took that role because it's too iconic of a role. You know what I'm saying? That's like a role nobody will want to touch. Because
I get what you're saying.
That's
but
why
like,
I think it's.
But his charisma, like matches like pound for pound to Harrison Ford's charisma.
Yeah, but it's too much like I feel like it's too much like similar characters. I feel like, and that's probably why they didn't go for.
And I get that. I get why they didn't because it is too similar of characters.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, but no, I mean, I gotta watch the movie myself. Hopefully, I watch it this week so I can actually give next week. I can actually give my review of it.
I heard there's a really cool
cameo.
Has to do with the earlier prequel trilogy.
Yeah.
So we'll leave it at that. I know who it is and what it is, so I'm not gonna ruin it.
Unfortunately, I found out from you too, but at the same time, I had an idea. I thought.
Yeah.
So, but I said here, the good thing about it is, Rhino, our very own Ryan Raymond, said it was pretty good, and he hated The Last Jedi. So I wish.
I'll tell you this right now: if you lend me the jersey, if the Cavs win, I will wear a LeBron jersey.
Ugh.
I will not buy a LeBron jersey, but if you lend one to me, I will wear one on the next live stream.
Ugh.
Not for the whole year. One live stream. I will wear a LeBron jersey if they win.
I don't know if you should make that bet.
Oh, I'll make that bet. Splash City, baby.
Wow, man. All right. You made that bet, Ant. But, yeah.
You won't wear a Braun jersey?
No.
Pete said he'll wear a J.R. Smith jersey.
No. Hell no. No, not happening. But, yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm definitely going to want to watch Solo. I'm actually more interested now than I was before. The fact that people haven't... Like I said, certain people haven't criticized it that much. Like, you know, people who watched it already, you know.
They could just say Star-Lord and Han Solo are the same character. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, but you don't want to do that.
His name's Peter Quill, a.k.a. Han Solo.
No.
We'll mix universes. I don't mind.
No. But, yeah, like, hopefully word of mouth and all goes around and maybe I'll pick up some steam and all that, you know. Like, I mean, like I said, I haven't heard anything really bad about it, so... I mean, I want to watch myself to see my own, you know, how it is. So, But yeah, I'll give it a shot. Like I said, I mean, I think the other factor that we're just talking about is the fact that the actor didn't really appeal to us. The fact that it's a prequel, so we wouldn't really have that.
Yeah, I feel like we already kind of know the story. I mean, granted, I don't know the intimate details of the Kessel Run, but we know he's gonna make the run, and we know he's gonna complete the run. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's not like he's gonna die. It's not like he's gonna ruin the Millennium Falcon.
Chewie's gonna die.
Yeah, I mean,
gonna die.
Yeah, it's kind of like.
But at the same time, though, like I guess with movies like that, it's cool to have like Easter egg and prequels. I mean, Easter egg characters from prequels and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't think Disney's doing too many spin-off movies. I feel that Disney's doing too many spin-off movies within the Skywalker saga. I would like to see stuff outside the scope of the 9 episodes. Like different part of the galaxy. Like give me something that's completely different but still Star Wars.
Well, here's the thing though. Would you kind of use Jedis in that type of?
Why not?
Well, I mean that's what I'm saying though. So you had to kind of like. You know what would be cool if you actually do like Knights of the Old Republic kind of movie?
Yeah, do Knights of the Old Republic. Go thousands of years back prior. That's when that takes place. I think that's perfect.
To be honest, that's something that a lot of people are interested because I feel like I think we already had enough of the Skywalker saga. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the whole Darth Vader and Luke and all that sort of stuff, but at the same time, maybe we need to see other Jedi.
I feel that as we learn more and more and we see more and more from the Skywalker saga storyline, it becomes more convoluted and everyone starts finding more and more holes in it. And it's just like, because you know what? It wasn't written 1 through 9. It wasn't like people are taking stories, making up stories within the context of these 9 movies, and they're ruining like continuity.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just terrible.
And I think that's why a movie like Last Jedi is somewhat hated by some Star Wars fans because a lot of people feel like I feel like the problem with that movie, it has so much hype surrounding it. The whole like from the original that. Anything they do differently, they're gonna like. It's gonna be like an outrage.
You have Star Wars fans that are so set in their Star Wars ways that God forbid you go a little bit outside of their realm of what they want to see in the movie. See, they have in their mind how it should go and how it should play out, and if you go away from that, it upsets them, and they don't like it. Like big things they didn't like was they didn't like the whole like Luke hologram thing. They from episode 8. They
didn't like that. They didn't like the way Luke was portrayed in the film. They didn't like the fact that Leia had powers too, and there's no explanation why she had powers.
I don't see how you could have like Darth Vader, one of the most powerful, or Anakin Skywalker, one of the most powerful Jedi, or Force people in the galaxy.
Force sensitive.
Yeah, to ever exist. You have Luke Skywalker who's up there with them. And what, Leia just gets the short end of the stick? She don't get nothing?
Well, I mean, they always said she had a strong power. She had
and even her mom was like royalty, so like she had strong bloodlines too, I'm sure.
She was strong. They always said she was strong with the Force, but she's never been trained,
Pixar is owned by Disney, so anything that comes out from Pixar is now Disney as well.
Yep.
And their next movie will be Incredibles 2 in the box office.
Which I think is
2 weeks.
It's going to make a lot of money.
Yeah, Disney. I know everyone was giving Disney a hard time for this last movie, the Solo movie. It made I say only, but it made $104 million over this last weekend, which is still absolutely bonkers for any movie.
It's estimated to make 150. I mean, but it didn't live up to their.
I think it'll have legs though.
It probably will. The good thing about it is, as long as it's in the good graces of Star Wars fans, that's good. That's good. Like that's kind of a win-win.
I haven't heard anything bad about the movie.
Yeah,
let's put it that way.
If like our own friends are going and watching it and they're not trashing the movie, then it's like because people were seriously up in arms with Last Jedi. Like it's almost like they want to go and pretty much like overthrow Disney, for what happened. So
I didn't really care for Natalie Portman's character in the prequels.
No, I did not.
I thought everybody, like honestly, the best person was probably Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan. I thought Ewan McGregor was really good as Obi-Wan. Honestly, I'd love to see a Ewan McGregor side story as Obi-Wan. I would. I mean, I still think while he's young enough, they should totally do one.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because I think that would be great. Hayden Christensen. you know what the problem with Hayden Christensen and Natalie Portman was? I never bought their love story. I never really felt like, first of all, like when she first goes there, it's like a 10-year-old kid.
Yep.
And like, so like you're telling me like she's gonna fall in love with the 10-year-old kid. I mean, granted, maybe if she watched Jingle All the Way, I could see it. I could see that if she watched Jingle All the Way. But you know, but anyways, so I just never bought that whole thing. And then even when he got older, they just like really had like lack of personality, both of them, and. I don't know. I just like I felt like for what Lucas was trying to get out of his actors, like everyone was so bland.
Yeah, it was I think poorly directed, the prequels, and that's why I think they failed to really reach out to audiences like the originals did.
I mean, the first movie had a couple good like saving like graces to it. Like I really like Qui-Gon. I like the
pod race.
I like the pod race. I like Darth Maul.
Of course.
I mean, there's definitely some cool scenes in there.
But then, like the kid who played Anakin was terrible.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the whole it was just way too. And Jar Jar Binks was, of course, was terrible.
Yeah, he's awful. And then I mean, Attack of the Clones. I don't think there's anything good in that.
No,
movie.
there wasn't. That's my least favorite Star Wars movie.
It's like first of all, they ruined the whole like Boba Fett factor. In that movie, honestly, and that's why that movie needs to be made to like save like Boba Fett like from being garbage. Like the whole Jango Fett thing was just awful.
Well, it just was kind of dumb because the whole storyline, how like Boba Fett or Jango Fett, they used him to make all the clones of the stormtroopers, and never really made sense really because. No. I mean, they're supposed to be elite like troopers, right? Like it's elite like soldiers, right? But it doesn't explain how, like, what happened to, like, why they just kept on making more clones of them, right? Because later on, the stormtroopers were not all
clones anymore.
Yeah, weren't clones.
Well, and they never really made the transition on the big screen because you have the clones, and then you have people, like, if you look at it in Episode 7, Finn, he's like a stormtrooper that's, like, been brainwashed, but he's not brainwashed, and they never even explain why he's not brainwashed.
Yeah.
And, like, what were they brainwashing people with? And, like, they never really made a good transition from the clones to the stormtroopers.
And I mean, I know, like, I think the animated series, Star Wars animated series, do a better job trying to, like, fill in those holes, those plot holes in those prequels and all that. But still, I always felt like, to be honest, Attack on the Clones was, like, my least favorite Star Wars movies. There's nothing redeeming quality.
I like Daisy Ridley. I wouldn't say she saved it though. I mean, there's other like characters that I like from those movies. Honestly, man, I thought I know I'm gonna like probably be the minority here, but I thought what's his name, Kylo Ren was awesome in Episode 8. Like honestly, I thought he was the best part of that movie.
I agree. I actually enjoyed his character.
Yeah, I enjoyed his character a lot in this, and you actually feel bad for him because of the way he was treated.
Do you think, honestly, that The Last Jedi is as polarizing or more polarizing than Iron Man 3? Do you think they're kind of in the same realm when it comes to, like, they're good movies, but people hate on it because of what
I think Last Jedi is better than Iron Man 3.
But I mean, do you think because I actually going back and watching Iron Man 3 again, I actually thought it was a pretty good movie, even though
I've seen it a few times, and it is a great movie. I still think Last Jedi is better, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I think it's funny those two movies are so polarizing because the director took a chance and did something different, something the fans didn't want to see, and I always felt like
I could see it that way. I don't know. I guess my biggest complaint with Iron Man 3 is it feels like a side story. Like, and it doesn't really push the universe.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, but it's supposed to be the story of Tony Stark.
Oh, I get that, but Captain America Civil War, that's like his story, and it still pushes the storyline.
No, I see what you're saying, though.
Even Thor Ragnarok still pushing the storyline at the same time. Like, I feel like Shane Black really made like a one shot in that movie.
I see what you're saying, though, because it wasn't really connected to anything else.
Not really.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I can see that. Definitely.
But I enjoyed, like, I enjoyed the premise of it. Like, I thought it was a cool premise.
I mean, granted,
I guess the connecting part is the Mark suits.
Yeah.
I guess that's the because that leads to Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the connecting piece of it, is the fact that he's making automated suits, and that eventually leads to Age of Ultron.
Okay.
So I guess that's the connection of it, but I still feel like that movie is I kind of feel like it's out there in the part 2 of the what do you call it, second phase.
Yeah. Like I said, watching it like a few more times. I was disappointed with the whole Mandarin reveal. I wish it was like the real Mandarin, but at the same time, I thought it was a good twist.
Yeah.
To the movie. I mean, I kind of, but in this, like, yeah, I get the fans like anger because of that, but at the same time, I don't see what people like trashing that movie because of that twist. You know?
Yeah.
It's the same with, like I said, that's why sometimes I am kind of compared to Last Jedi, because I think some of the decision making, like the way Luke was portrayed, and some of the stuff they did in that movie, the director took a chance, and a lot of people hate on that. So,
yeah, I mean, it's definitely. I would say Last Jedi was definitely taking more of a chance than Iron Man was. But yeah, and I can see that being it.
Sorry, we're reading what Andrew is saying.
I really hope the third one brings it home. I hope they don't try to like right a ship, because I don't feel like the ship was ever off course. So I hope that they don't ruin the ninth movie because of the fans complaining about the eighth movie.
And they
shouldn't. I feel like the course is already set. Like I'll be honest, I was one that was a little disappointed with Rey's parent reveal. But keep it.
I actually...
But keep it.
To be quite honest, I wasn't.
No, I know you weren't. But I'm saying at this point, I don't want them to change it. Because I don't want them to change it because fans were crying about it. Just keep it and keep it going. They were... I mean... it is what it is.
I don't think... I don't really think, like, they needed that last scene with the kid, like, grabbing a broom using the force.
Oh, yeah, I don't think they needed that.
They didn't really need that to make me understand what they're trying to do. Like,
yeah.
I already understood already what they did, how they... Because, to be honest, I'd rather it be that way, because it makes sense in a way, because Darth Vader was nobody, really.
Yeah.
And he ended up being one of the most powerful, like, Jedis, or, like, one of the most powerful, like, people using the Force, you know?
Yeah, but we don't need to be reminded of that. We know that.
Yeah, we know that. But that's what I'm saying, though. It's funny, like... So, to be honest, like, that's why I like the fact that Rey, her parents were nothing, like, nobody that... I mean, that's why I'm saying that I understand the director taking a chance doing that, because a lot of people were kind of curious, like, oh, who's Rey's parents? Like, everybody was kind of curious to find out, or everybody was really curious to find out who Snoke was. Like, they have all these, and it ended up, like...
See, I don't mind the whole Snoke getting killed. Like, that, I don't know why everyone was so upset about Snoke getting killed. It's so funny, because if you take away the prequels... And we're just talking about 4 through 6. Who the hell's the Emperor? Like, no one knows anything about the Emperor.
Exactly.
And he gets killed off, and no one complains about that.
Yeah.
I mean...
The main villain in the trilogy was Darth Vader.
And, I mean, all we really know about Darth Vader is that he fought alongside Obi-Wan, and that he's Luke and Leia's parents.
Yeah, and the main villain... And
that's all we really know.
The main villain, this one, is Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
So, like, those are your characters you're focusing on. And a lot of people hate Kylo Ren because he seems kind of a crybaby, but I think that's what makes him more appealing as a villain. Because, to be honest, I don't want a cool villain. I want somebody who is kind of type of...
Yeah, you don't want like a Stone Cold Steve Austin kind of villain, or someone that, like, it's cool to cheer for, the anti-hero.
Yeah, you don't want to, you're trying to cheer for Rey. You're not cheering for Kylo Ren.
I mean, I honestly think Kylo Ren eventually just turns out to be Snape anyways. So...
Oh, yeah, because he looks like Alan Rickman. You know what, man? I tell you what. They could take Adam Driver. Yeah, that's the actor's name.
Yeah, Adam Driver.
If they want to do a remake. not to say they should ever do a remake of Die Hard, because I love that movie, but that'll be great.
Or Harry Potter.
Oh, no, man. They could do, like, maybe a prequel of Hans Gruber, man.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, please.
Seriously.
Please do.
Adam Driver.
Shoot the gloss.
Dude, a prequel of Hans Gruber, That would be great, dude. But, yeah, so any other topics you want to talk about, Ant?
No, I think we're good for this evening. We're at hour 10, so let's go ahead and cut it off. It's a good podcast. Thanks for showing up, everybody. Thanks for your comments, Olivia, Leah, Andrew. We appreciate it. We'll be back this time again next week, this Bat channel. Yes. Make sure you tune in. We'll send out a notification. Turn on your notifications so that way you know when we go live. And I am the real Ant-Man.
Etep.
See you guys next week.
Peace out, man.
Peace.
Peace.